friends, Simi John here. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to share with you how I found my soulmate without dating. First of all, I am not here to bash on dating. You're not going to hear me say dating is wrong. Dating was just not for me. One of my strengths is I'm a pretty self-aware person, and so when I saw my friends when I was in middle school start to date and go from relationship and then break up and then to another relationship, it honestly didn't make any sense to me. I'm an all-in kind of person, so when I love with everything, and trust is everything to me. So I knew that it would just wreck me to go through relationship after relationship after relationship. So I decided that dating was not for me, and instead during those middle school years I decided to really focus on myself, finding myself and liking myself, which is really hard to do during those awkward middle school years. But I remember my dad saying this to me. He said, Simi, this is not your time to focus on relationships or a job, because most of your life, he said, most of your life will be consumed with relationships and jobs, relationships and jobs. So really focus in on who you are and what your purpose is on earth. Why did God make you? And that's exactly what I did. I started cultivating the gifts that God had given me and did really like everything that was available to me. Every opportunity that came my way, I took it, and I started developing my singing, my acting, my preaching, everything. I went on mission trips. I did everything that you could possibly think of to kind of find out, hey, what is my passion? What am I good at? What is my purpose that God made me for? And I know it sounds cliche to say you have to find yourself and love yourself before you can find and love somebody else, but it's so true. The whole process of finding myself and finding my purpose really made me confident, made me realize who I was, and made me understand my worth, my value, and what I was bringing to the table. So when people would try to fix me up with someone or even hit on me, I wasn't melting, but, oh, he thinks I'm pretty. I was like, yeah. So what else you got, you know? Because I knew who I was, and I was more than just a pretty face. And so I think it's so key and vital to spend that time during that age to find out who you are, your identity, and your purpose. So at the age of 18 is when I started really intentionally praying for a spouse. I remember one day I wrote down all the qualities and the characteristics I wanted in a spouse, and I prayed over it, and then I ripped it up and flushed it down the toilet so my parents couldn't find it, because I'm a good Indian girl. And I remember telling this to God. I said, God, I gave you my heart and you protected it, and now I want you to provide me with the perfect guy for me. Honor me for choosing you in those times instead of choosing and following my feelings. And you know, a lot of times we think you learn from experience. You have to date, you have to do this, you have to do that in order for you to gain experience. I don't know about you, but I love watching people. And I love learning, and I learned so much in my high school and my college years just watching people go through heartbreak and go through relationships, and it helped me understand a little bit more about my heart and what I wanted and what I needed in a guy, in a spouse, and also in relationship. What was important to me? What is the thing that I valued in life? What energized me? What drained me? And I learned that from a distance, watching other people. And also just talking to other guys. I wasn't dating them, but whenever I would have friends, I would realize, hey, this is something I thought I liked, but I don't like it. And so engaging in a relationship from a distance and having those experiences can also help you understand about your own heart and your own needs. And that's what I did. And anytime I would meet a guy that could be a potential, I would ask myself, does his long-term plan for life match mine, or are we just going to hinder each other and resent each other? And what I mean by that is it could be a great guy. It could be a guy that is like amazing in every way, you know, check mark every box. But if his 5-year plan and his passion and purpose in life was to travel the world, and I'm a homebody, I want to settle down and make connections and make this my home, I would hinder his passion, he would hinder my purpose, and we would just resent each other, so it wouldn't be the perfect match for me. And the next thing I would do is I would ask God, is this your will? And close that door if it wasn't the right person, and protect my heart. And then I did a lot of waiting, you guys. I waited, and some days were easy and some days were hard, because I saw some of my friends get engaged, and it was hard for me because I was like, where's my soulmate? Is he lost? Like, where is he? And how long do I have to wait? So it wasn't easy to wait. But I just continued to stand firm in who I was, and I continued to pursue God and the purpose God had for my life. And as I was pursuing God and being a youth counselor in a youth camp, I met my soulmate. He was standing right there, and his name is Jason, and I was immediately drawn to him. It was one of those love at first sight kind of things. I saw him and I was like, oh, my heart's beating so fast and my palms are getting sweaty, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I didn't want to be attractive or attracted to him, because I didn't want to push that door or cause this relationship to happen because of my feelings. And so I decided to wear like extra large t-shirts and be like super not noticeable because I'm crazy. But I wanted everything to be in the camp about God, and I didn't want it to be about me. And even then I was kind of not testing God, but I was like, if he's the one, then, you know, he'll surely think my extra large shirts are cute. But anyway, so we ended up, you know, meeting each other, but we weren't like, you know, like close or friends or anything. But a couple of months later, through mutual friends, we ended up talking, and we ended up talking on the phone for long periods of time, and we had a long distance relationship until we got married. And so throughout our, you know, talking on the phone time, we decided to just grow in our friendship. And that's what happened first. We had a strong friendship. And after that is when we decided to tell each other that we liked each other. And before that, you know, when I started feeling like this is potentially the guy that God made for me, or my soulmate, I decided to fast and pray, and asked him to do the same. Because we knew the feelings were mutual, and there were feelings. And so I decided to fast and pray, and I prayed and fasted 2 times just to be sure that it wasn't my feelings. It wasn't just something I needed to hear or I wanted to hear. And God confirmed to me that Jason was the one for me. And then after that, I told my dad, and the rest is history. And I know what you're wondering. Did Jason meet all those things on my list? Honestly, Jason made me forget the list, you guys. And since I flushed it down the toilet, I guess we'll never find out. But, you know, Jason, the thing that drew me to him was his heart. I mean, he's hot, but it was his heart, because Jason has this quality of just like kindness, that genuine kindness that I was drawn to. And what I mean by that is, like, Jason will go to a restaurant and he would initiate a conversation with a waitress. If we go somewhere, he'd talk to the clerk, he'd talk to the cashier, and he would have genuine conversations with them. And I've never seen anyone do that and really acknowledge people in that way. And I was really drawn to him. And the first time I saw him do that, I wasn't impressed. I saw Christ in him. And that's what really sealed the deal and said, this is the guy, because I saw Christ in him, and I wanted to be like that, and genuinely love people like that. Jason is my soulmate in every way. He makes me coffee, he takes care of me, he surprises me, he does a lot of the housework with me. He has changed more diapers than I have. He pumps gas in my car. You guys, I've never pumped gas in my car. He's amazing. And Jason is not just an answer to my prayer, because I didn't pray for any of those things. Those things were not on my list for sure. Jason is a reminder to me from God that when I fully trust and surrender something into the hands of God, he's not going to just answer my prayer, but he's going to show off, and he's going to honor me, and he's going to give me the very best. And that's my story. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Simi John. I'm cheering you on.